Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to For the Fan episode number 137. As always, I am Will, and we got Colton, Jake, and Dom, and the Echo's back. Omaha.
Okay.
Turn that down. But yes, Jake, Colton, you're back.
I am indeed back, Chance. Glad to be back.
We also got a birthday in the house. It's Jake. It's number 28. It's Claude Giroux year.
My joints hurt.
Are we good audio-wise?
Yes.
Oh, God, now you sound like you're in a toilet bowl now.
No, it can't be the echo, the reverberating echo.
I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know what to do. I'm lost. I don't understand these issues.
We already got Kyler here with a fantasy question, but we'll be answering them in a little bit. But follow us on all the social media pages down below: YouTube for the Fan Network, TikTok for the Fan Network, Twitter and/or X for the Fan _, and Instagram for the Fan Football. We're 3 weeks into the NFL season, and it's shaping up to be another good one. A lot of good games this weekend. The scores might tell otherwise, but a lot of good games, a lot of defensive football, a lot of just everything going down. But you guys just want to go in? Just want to go head first here?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And you're listening to For the Fan.
You are listening to For the Fan.
Alrighty. There's a lot of news. I don't know how much news there is to go over, but yeah, I don't know where you guys want to start here. I could raffle up this.
Because there's not a lot of,
Unless you want to rifle the injury report.
Let me rifle this goddamn injury report. The injury roundup here.
That's always a thing.
Let's circle through the injury report here. A lot of injuries have gone on. Let's see. Let's start off the top here. Austin Eckler for the Commanders. He is out on Sunday against the Arizona Cardinals due to a concussion. So Brian Robinson, that's a big bump for him. George Kittle returned to practice limited due to a hamstring injury. And Brock Purdy, who had some back stuff going on during Sunday's game, he practiced in full today. Everything's ready to go for him. Lot of Saints injuries. No Alvin Kamara, no center, no Demario Davis, Alontae Taylor. Like five potential Pro Bowlers on the Saints roster did not play. But Alvin Kamara, the one injury that did come out, he didn't practice due to hip and rib injuries. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on there in the New Orleans area. And we're going to go to let's see, the Chargers here. Justin Herbert had an MRI on his ankle on Monday. He's progressing, in quotes, according to Jim Harbaugh. So practice didn't happen yet. A lot of stuff going down there for the Chargers. And Alex Singleton, he played 56 defensive snaps for the Broncos on Sunday. He tore his ACL in the first quarter and played through the entire game with an ACL tear. Give him credit. He's not playing the rest of the season, but I'll give him a lot of credit. Big thumbs up for him playing through the injury there. Jake, for the Eagles, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Lane Johnson, not seen Wednesday's practice.
Well, I know
A.J. Brown, that's obvious, and Smitty, concussion. So
Lane Johnson were both in the protocol. That game was just chippy. There was a lot of nonsense in that game.
I mean,
Darius Slay got hurt on a block way out of bounds.
Kind of expected, I feel like, between those two teams. It's just how it be. You know how it goes.
Mekhi Becton got hurt.
Mekhi Becton injury, just, I know that from experience watching him. Let's see. Detroit's Marcus Davenport, San Francisco's Javon Hargrave, and Arizona's Justin Jones all tore their triceps this weekend. So a big hit for the defensive front around the league. They're all out for the season due to their triceps injury. Jordan Addison will be limited in some capacity for practice on Wednesday and hopeful to play on Sunday. Not an injury report, but the Lions, they're wearing their black uniforms for Monday Night Football against the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay.
2 more. Jordan Love is practicing again this week, so let's see if he's going to be playing on Sunday. Giants already ruled out cornerbacks Adoree Jackson and Drew Phillips with calf injuries, while Darius Slayton with a thumb is questionable ahead of the Thursday night matchup. And Keenan Allen, who has not played the last couple days due to a heel injury, practicing limited basis, and he looks like he could progress and play for Sunday against the Los Angeles Rams. Yeah, a lot of stuff going down here for injuries all around the league. When can we turn them off? That's the question. Where's the button to just slide and just turn off injuries? Topics here. Let's go into the topic central. Uh-oh, they're frozen. Limited. Oh, they're back. Fuzzy. Average day for us here. Average day. So let's go
We're a week early.
Yeah.
Let's go into let's talk about some undefeated teams. There are 5 undefeated teams left. There's the Seahawks, the Vikings, the Steelers, the Chiefs, and I'm missing on one more. I think I am.
Vikings? Did you say the Vikings?
Yeah. I was gonna say the Saints. The Saints lost. It might only be 4.
Chiefs.
The Bills.
There you go.
The Bills. So among those 5, which 3-0 team is the surprise?
There is literally one answer to this. There is only one answer to this. The team we all picked to finish last in their division, the Vikings.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously the biggest surprise, and Sam Darnold, only one person in the world that's not a surprise to is Will, but Sam Darnold being where he is at the moment, yeah, that's...
If you hooked him up to a lie detector, he'd still be surprised.
That's true. That's true.
The man who leads the NFL in touchdown passes this year. Small world.
Yeah. I don't know.
I got no words. Yeah, I mean, like, I was going to throw that up there because Bills, we did say, oh, yeah, no chance they're going to take a step back this year. But that offense is running really efficiently without Diggs, which they may have alluded to is maybe an upgrade for them, I guess, maybe something like that. But, they're just kind of running a more real offense, and their play calling has been great. They're just executing, man. That's it. Mm-hmm. Last week's night game, this week's night game, both have been just domination by the Bills. So, I don't know. They earned their undefeated record at this moment. So.
Yeah, it's definitely Minnesota Vikings. What Sam Darnold's doing, like Jake had mentioned, we kind of all pissed and crapped on the Vikings to start the season off, and now they're 3-0. Not saying that, again, outside of week 1, their weeks 2 and 3 were big wins for them. I mean, they dominated the 49ers, and they dominated everyone's AFC favorite in Darling and the Houston Texans. It's definitely a huge boost for them and what Sam Darnold's doing, but I could tell you I did not see this coming at all. And anyone that tells you they did, they're liars.
No, I did 100%. I said, look at what he's going to do with his receiving core, and you're going to be ruining the day that you're going to be picking against Sam Darnold. I didn't.
Yep, that's what he gets. That's what he gets.
Well, good thing on TikTok it still doesn't have me muted because that's a whole different program.
Oh,
so I could have just talked, and TikTok would have heard everything.
You're very lucky for that. I'm not going on the Sam Darnold train. I've been down this road before. I'm not hearing it from Will. Anyone else?
I want to talk about one team in particular, okay? And it's the background of the guy in the top right corner there who did not talk about his team at all. But I want to give a big kudos to the Pittsburgh Steelers with Justin Fields playing. Slowly progressing each week. They didn't have a touchdown the first week. Then they had 1. Then they had 2. So there should be 3 this week. And whoever they're playing, I think they're playing the Colts. So maybe they'll have 3 touchdowns. And by the time week 18 rolls around, well, their 17th game, they'll have 17 touchdowns to be had. And they'll break whatever the point record is, like 72, 74.
You're hilarious for that. But yes, again, people like pissing on the Steelers that the offense can't get touchdowns. They ended the game at the ball at the 1 yard line. They ended the game at the Chargers 1. They very well could have punched it in, but then they're going to look like tools to the rest of the league. You need the ball, and what they did. Instead, they could probably have 27-10, and we're going, oh, look, the Steelers offense put up points. But guess what? Everyone reads box scores, actually watch the game, don't know where the game ends. The Steelers actually took knees at the 1 yard line. The offense is definitely progressing. I'm not going to sit here and turn it into a Steelers show. Not my thing to gloat about my own teams and all that. But they're progressing. I'm happy for Justin Fields. I can tell you I didn't expect this from him. I knew I wanted him to start out of the gate, but I could tell you I didn't see this coming from Justin Fields.
And Pickens is playing great, I believe, right? And he's had what we've seen from him. He's had like some big plays this season already get called back because of some stupid penalties, I believe. So like what we're seeing in his stats, he's even better than that, I believe. So I mean they're doing it. So that's all you could ask for.
Mm-hmm.
They're 3-0.
Alrighty, so now that we got a handful of I don't know, a little bit of everything, stats, play, the whole 10 yards here. Let's look at the youth from the 2024 draft. They're trying to make a name for themselves. Which rookie in the first 3 weeks has really caught your eye?
Can I say one for a negative reason?
Well, I mean, it did catch your eye, so I mean, it's not like it's not the question.
No, I'm not going.
You somehow used the wrong equation and got the right answer.
Hey, negative answers are correct in math.
I want to say Malik Neighbors, okay? Despite Daniel Jones and his play, the low-hanging fruit, I mean, hey, he was really I don't know what just popped up there. Malik Neighbors is really, he's going to be a stud in this league, and Daniel Jones with subpar quarterback play, he looks really, really good. And I got to give him credit because despite him being the only weapon on this offense, the Giants now maybe have a wide receiver of the future that they don't have to trade away because of drama problems later on. But
I didn't think he'd be bad. I thought Daniel Jones was going to not be able to get him the ball. I thought him and Harrison were neck and neck to me in that draft. Like it was not well, here's your nice number 2 consolation prize to Harrison. It's like, here's 1A, 1B. Whoever one you kind of like the style of more, take them.
Yeah, I mean, also though, like that's their game plan. Their game plan is literally like they're running the ball efficiently, so I'll give them that. But their game plan is pretty much get Neighbors the ball and it works. And I mean, they're getting Neighbors the ball and it's working. That's what it is. He's so athletic. His catch at the side of the end zone was just like incredible to get both feet down, twisting a full 360 degrees while catching the ball. Like he's just a really talented guy, super athletic, and if you throw the ball to him enough in a game, he's going to show out, and that's what's happening. I mean, Daniel Jones, he's not the best quarterback. We know that.
He couldn't hit a guy 5 yards in front of him, but hit that corner of the end zone pass like it's like his everyday thing.
He needed an athletic catch because it wasn't, the ball was where it was and whatnot, but it still worked. I mean, like, that's it. He's a great receiver. The ball can be within a wide radius of him. He's going to come down with it a lot of times, and that's, you don't need the best ball thrown at him, and he's going to catch it a decent amount, and that's what we're seeing, So, I mean, yeah, he's like a truly athletic, truly talented receiver, and their game plan is to get him the ball, and so it's working.
For me, again, not sure if it was mentioned or not, had some technical difficulties over here. For me, I think it's got to be the progression of Jayden Daniels through the first few weeks of the season. Again, it's probably the low-hanging fruit after what he did in Cincinnati Monday night. But I can tell you after watching him week 2, and it looked like everything was just screen pass in the flat. I'm like, what is this offense? I'm like, this looks awful. I'm like, they're not really letting him throw the ball down the field, let him do anything crazy. And I'm like, what are we doing here? And again, not that that's a bad thing. You don't want to throw him deep in the fire, and it's looking like Caleb Williams week 1 with Tennessee all in his lap every single snap, getting his rear end kicked. So, I mean, but what we saw week 3, Monday Night Football under the lights, Jayden Daniels, oof. I talked very highly of him going into the season, and I thought he was going to be the best quarterback in the draft. I loved him at Arizona State, then he takes the big leap, goes to LSU, plays with a lot of talent, and he was amazing. Won the Heisman, and the rest is history with him. And, ends up going to Washington. He's got some weapons around him. And again, I just thought he was going to be the best quarterback in the draft. You saw the drop-off from Caleb Williams, and again, not like they're playing anyone great. The defense, great. They suck. That's amazing. But Caleb Williams took a big drop-off, and some odd reason everyone still thought he was the number one pick and the can't-miss guy. Not that saying this is not a shot at Caleb Williams at all. I think he can still be very good. But I thought Jane Daniels was going to be the best quarterback in this draft. And so far, again, through 3 weeks, especially after the Week 3 performance, it's got to be Jane Daniels.
And you know what, too? I think this at Washington, their team as a whole and what they're doing, what they accomplished on Monday night, like you said, I think a lot goes to say about Dan Quinn as a coach. I mean, it's clearly working. They're doing well. You could see the choices he's making with Jaden Daniels, too, and the progression there from week to week. And also with that, I mean, look at Dallas right now. Dallas is putting up one of the worst defensive performances this year so far. They look atrocious on defense. They're getting cooked every game. Look at the Saints. Look at Baltimore. They couldn't stop the run for anything. I've seen extensive clips about it and breaking down the footage and stuff. I mean, like, they're not doing a good job. They're making terrible choices coaching-wise, personnel-wise. And they're 1 year out from Dan Quinn being the DC there. Dan Quinn deserves some credit, man, because clear difference for Dallas, clear difference for Washington now that he's there. I think Dan Quinn's a huge factor on both of those platforms, for Dallas not being there and them looking so bad, and now in Washington and that going well and them progressing and stuff. So I think he deserves a lot of credit. I didn't give him enough credit. So I just, I wanted to put that out there too.
We have a player varies who mentioned Braylon Allen is highly efficient on the ground as well, and through the receiving attack as well, whenever needed. So let's go into talk about a little bit of a player performance here. Who stood out to you from week number 3? Can I take the low-hanging fruit here?
Juwan Jennings.
Nah, it was going to be the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton. Made the Panthers offense look alive and just, oh, hey, we're still here. We're still kicking. We have a football team here. He started week 3 last year, and he looked really good against the Seahawks. So week 3 this year comes out as a win for the Red Rifle and Dave Canales' first win as a head coach. Got to give flowers where they're due, especially with Dalton being able to go through, 4 reads on some plays with the Raiders pass rushing attack. So, yeah, I'll give Andy Dalton his flowers for week number 3.
There's something really to be said there, too. Bryce has gone through 3 offensive coordinators already, I believe.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, that's nuts. And someone like Andy Dalton can obviously handle that. He's been around the league. He's seen a lot of different, coaches, schemes, everything. So, like, of course, he's handling that. And, of course, Bryce, upon a lot of other factors, couldn't handle that. So, it doesn't surprise me. I started Adam Thielen in some of my leagues because I was like, okay, I think Andy Dalton could actually perform. But, did a great job.
I mean, I'll take my one opportunity to talk about my own team for a second. That was the game that the Eagles' defensive line needed from Jalen Carter. He single-handedly wrecked that game plan for the Saints. I don't think they had him contained on a single snap the whole game. I thought Kamara was going to kill us the way we performed against Atlanta and that defensive line performance as a whole. But once he just said, I'm winning this game for us on defense. And they didn't have Huff out there on rundowns anymore. They basically benched him. That helped too.
For me, I'm going to talk about the kid I just talked about. That'd be Jane Daniels. I thought he definitely showed up and showed out Monday Night Football.
Highest completion percentage of a rookie quarterback with a minimum of 20 passing attempts. So
what did he complete? 91%, right?
91, 92%. He only had 2. He was 21 to 23, so that's like 92 and a little bit of change. And they weren't like dink and dunk passes. Like like Cam Taylor-Britt was getting burned. He was getting cooked on all those plays, especially like the 50-yard bomb to McLaurin early in the game, and then the late one with 2 minutes to go for the touchdown.
That play was great. And McLaurin went, I think, to their coordinator or head coach or, maybe the Dan Quinn, I don't know. And he was like, or maybe he said it straight to Jaden, I don't remember, but he was like, throw me the ball this play. I got this. And then incredible catch. While I would say when I saw it live, I would say there's a little PI against him. Not like him committing it, like the defender committing it against him while he was catching the ball. I mean, it was just an incredible play. Incredible to come down with that. So, way to show out.
And I think on that play, I don't know if I haven't like rewatched it though since that play happened, but I remember Aikman saying, "Oh, there's 10 men on the field for the Commanders." So you're telling me you got a deep ball touchdown with 10 players on the field.
It was one-on-one coverage too.
Yeah.
So
screw it, Terry somewhere down there.
Yeah.
They were out for blood on that guy. They were out for blood.
Yeah. That was
better be talking nice about Andy Dalton, the rest of that Panthers team. Don't want to fall the 0-4. So to shift the topic into baseball a little bit here, the A's will play their last game in the Oakland Coliseum tomorrow, ending a historic reign for Oakland with the Warriors, who now are playing in downtown San Francisco, the Raiders, who went from Oakland to Los Angeles, back to Oakland. Now they're in Las Vegas, and now the A's, who will be shifting around to a couple different ballparks until their ballpark opens up in, I think, 2028 or 2029. I want to ask the question, which stadium or arena, current or old, would you want to see a game in, no matter where it could be?
Oh, this has to be so. I mean, I want to take a trip to Soldier Field before they get rid of it so badly. Like it's like it Soldier Field to me, like especially with all those old clips of like in the snow and cold, Soldier Field is football to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that.
So yeah, let's stick in division. I'm gonna go Lambeau.
Yeah,
Same
those two.
field.
But like, since they're getting rid of Soldier Field, I feel like I have to show them the love because that's such a travesty.
I know me and Will have talked about going to see Tennessee Stadium, although it's not like, some remarkable thing. I know they're not good down in the next 3 years. So that is one I want to see because I've been around the stadium. I've seen the stadium in Nashville. Me and Will have been in their team store at the stadium, but we've never seen a game at the stadium. That is one place because the atmosphere is also great because they walk across the walking bridge from actual like Nashville downtown across the walking bridge. I'm sure there's a flood of people. I've seen pictures. It looks awesome. The vibes are great. And then they walk across to the stadium. So that is one place I would love to be on a Sunday, especially when they're, succeeding. Maybe not right now, but at some point.
No primetime games in their future. I would love to see just Jerry World. I mean, that monstrosity of a place, though, like 100,000 people, 100,000 seats. I would like to see a game there. And if I have to pick a stadium that's no longer standing, I would say the Pontiac Silverdome in Detroit, Michigan, especially during the Barry Sanders Lion days. That place was definitely going. And maybe add the Metrodome while we're at it, too, for Minnesota. I don't want to be there when, the roof collapsed during the snowstorm, but maybe any other time I would enjoy a trip there if it was still standing.
Do you want to be in Dallas when they stampede through the doors? Do you want to be one of those?
Hey, listen, they need some. I mean, hey, they were stiff arming each other. They didn't get that from the running game on Sunday, so.
I remember last year watching footage of that. I think you and I talked about this, and we saw someone like they were stampeded right through the doors, and he dropped his phone, and someone kicked it one way and kicked it another way, and it was just this guy's like my phone and trying to find it. It's being that seems like a great time.
You can get that at Penn State, by the way.
Oh, I'm
They do that.
sure.
The phone kicking?
Well, yes. If you're dumb enough to try and record it, yeah.
I don't even think he was trying to record it. He just had it in his hand, and it
looked like he was like this, like trying to.
Oh, maybe that's even worse.
I'm gonna drop my phone if it's in my pockets. I'm gonna hold it in my hand. You still fumble it.
Yeah, I hope it was still recording when it was getting kicked around and stuff. That footage that might have been funny.
Alrighty. Let's shift into fantasy talk here. I think TikTok might have blocked us a little bit, so we don't have a lot of talk going on in here. But I'm gonna try to scroll back up to the top here. Top,
I'll throw
yeah.
this up here
What? Oh yeah.
from YouTube.
T
Money.
money. What are we looking at here? 10-man PPR: Burrows, Jacobs, Connor, CD, Chase, Kincaid, DK, JMO, 4 Mooney, Watson, Worthy, Brooks on IR.
Okay, and then he says this.
Should I trade Connor and JMO for DJ Moore plus White?
White's a tough one because it seems like Bucky's getting a little bit more. Bucky Irving's getting a little
I
bit
would
more
say-
action.
I mean, very first with the bat, I'm like, nah.
But also, James Conner didn't do anything this week, but that's not norm. I feel like.
Yeah,
Yeah, James
and you're
Conner
gonna
went
trade-
from like a good line and then just
You're gonna trade
Yeah.
Jameson Williams, who's on the come up, for an offense who's not doing a thing, and the quarterback can't get the ball out.
I mean, Caleb had 363 yards this past week. DJ Moore had a week.
Yeah, but it's the first one of the season, first time he's actually shown anything.
Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of a tough one. DJ Moore, I feel like, is more of a lock, and he'll obviously see the ball in his direction more. But it depends on how much you want to trust that offense. Do you think that offense is really going to start improving a lot and performing a lot, and that's a consistent thing? Whereas Jameson Williams, he's been in that situation for 3 years now, so that's a little bit more of a constant situation, and it seems like he's starting to get the ball more. They trust him more, so.
Team Money, I only thing that scares me with the deal, Jameson Williams, that's whatever. I'm fine with DJ Moore. What scares me for you is the James Conner thing. Looking at your running backs, I don't love them. Josh Jacobs, fine. I mean, he's not ideal. I have him as well. He doesn't seem to like the end zone for the last 2 years for some reason. With Vegas or Green Bay, he doesn't really like the end zone for some reason. Again, a few weeks in, but I don't think it's worth trading James Conner, especially if he's healthy this season. I don't know what Rachaad White's going to be. I know last week, as Dom was just mentioning, he kind of took a back seat in the Buccaneers backfield. I can't do that deal if you're asking for my opinion, to be honest. I just think you got to rock with what you got there, and your receivers are good enough. I mean, geez Louise, looking at your wideouts, I'm not trading away James Conner. Not that I'm a huge James Conner advocate, but I'm not taking Rachaad White over James Conner.
The thing about Rachaad White, too, is it's like more in the receiving game. He had 6 carries this past week, so the volume's not there on the ground, but he had 5 receptions, only 18 yards. He only really performed week 1, but again, only 31 yards on the ground. It was just over a 2-yard average. The week after that, not even a 2-yard average on the ground. But again, week 1, he had 6 receptions for 75 yards. So it's more of a receiving back. I feel like it's going to be inconsistent, Whereas James Conner, you kind of know, like, they got to give him the ball. A lot of times he finds the end zone for them. So I feel like that's a volume thing. It's consistent, so that could work out.
Let's see. I got Kyler on TikTok here who said, would y'all trade Rashee Rice for CD Lamb? Just 1 for 1.
I don't know if I would, bro. Kansas City relies on Rashee a lot. It seems to be like they're
Yes.
He gets so many catches.
Yes, I am trading Rashid Rice for CD Lamb. Yes.
Yeah. CD didn't perform this week, although
A
Dak
million
proved-
percent. He's going to cook the Giants secondary Thursday. And it's going to be like, oh, yeah, there's a CD Lamb we all looked for. Yes, I am trading for CD Lamb because I still have zero idea what's going to happen with Rashid Rice. Like, I have zero idea.
Yeah, they
Could
got
he get
suspended eventually.
Could he get
No.
suspended late in the season? I have zero idea what's going on with that. I'd
his
rather
court date's in June or May next year.
It doesn't matter to
I
Roger.
think it was December.
No, they moved it back past the season.
Oh, okay.
Of course they did.
Yeah, I know. I know.
See, it's all
I
about
don't think
use. Go
I don't
figure.
think Roger's going to do anything until that.
Until
not.
after it settles, yeah.
They're
Yeah.
not. Yes.
The
It
video
doesn't
could
matter.
come
I'm
out
still
tomorrow, and then
taking
he's like-
CD Lamb. The targets that he's getting, there's no way I'm not doing. If some odd reason CD Lamb's available for you, you do that.
Let's see. Sam M said, "Would you trade? Who would you rather trade for, Evans or Debo?" I would
Evans.
I'd probably
Evans.
trade for the healthy guy.
Well, valid point too. Valid point too.
Yeah,
Uh,
he doesn't have to split the ball as much.
Yeah.
And McCaffrey's not going to be back until like December at the earliest, it sounds like now.
I don't know. If you go over to Europe for an injury, that's not a good look whatsoever.
Someone I know in the TikTok comments said, "Should I start CMC this week?" And I just kind of
I was gonna get to that one.
Okay.
I was waiting for it. Let's
Imagine
see.
drafting him number 1.
Oh, imagine that.
E-Dot said, should he start T. Higgins or Amon-Ra St. Brown? I'll go with Amon-Ra on this one because he always has a great game against the Seahawks. If you go back the last like 2 matchups, he was a part of, that really bad Lions team in 21 where they lost, 52-28. Still had a good game. Then they had the 48-45 matchup. Oh, he's played 3 times. So this will be the 4th matchup. But yeah, I'll go with Amon-Ra. I think he can at least get 100 yards. I think that's the bare minimum.
It's a number 1 receiver versus a number 2. Yeah, I'd probably say Amon-Ra anyway, regardless of matchup.
Oh, see, you're contradicting yourself now, Jake. You said you keep Jamison Williams over DJ Moore. DJ Moore is the number 1 guy in Chicago.
Yeah, but they score like 12 points in a game. It's not like talking. Oh, well, I take T. Higgins over
See, I got
Adam
him going.
Thielen.
Got him going again. Got him. Threw the
Well,
bait out.
I guess Adam Thielen's not a number 1.
I threw the bait out to him. I threw it out to him.
Let's see. Kyler said a guy offered me CD and Hurts for Rice and Reed. I would assume it's CD Lamb and Jalen Hurts for Rashee Rice and Jaden Reed.
I feel like that's a no-brainer. You got to take that.
What?
Wait, who's giving up what?
It sounds like he's
so
calling
he's
him.
getting
Sounds like he
CD
pulled his
and
pants
Jalen.
down, flipping on the bird, and taking the package and running. That's exactly what this sounds like. What?
Okay.
Let's see. We have Skyler who said, "Is CD finding the end zone tomorrow?" Obviously, it's the Giants, so they're out like 17 corners now.
20,000%.
Let's see. Kenneth Walker and St. Brown for Breece Hall and Debo. You're trading. 2 injured players are being traded.
For who? Breece Hall and who's the other piece?
So Kenneth Walker and St. Brown for Breece Hall and Debo.
I like option number 2. I don't trust Kenneth Walker as far as I can throw him.
Why?
I get Debo's always hurt too, but
Whenever Walker plays, he scores a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, it's just true. I've had him this year and
the
last
fact
year.
that
I
it's
love him.
week 1 though.
Yeah,
and
no,
he's
you're not
hurt.
wrong.
It's
But
it's this early and he's hurt already.
So is
Yeah.
Debo. And Debo's always hurt too.
I hear you, but you were just mentioning about the McCaffrey injury. Debo's going to be back in a few weeks. I just truly don't trust Kenneth Walker as far as I can throw him.
I mean, I still don't mind that trade.
Let's see. We got Chris here who said Stephon Diggs or Terry McLaurin. The Texans play the Jaguars in Houston, and then McLaurin plays Arizona.
I feel like you still have to go to Stephon Diggs. CJ Stroud's a constant thing. I mean, like, that's something you could really trust. Stephon's been getting the ball a lot. The volume's there. He's been catching pretty much all his targets. He had a 20-point week this past week, so did McLaurin, but, like, that was McLaurin's only performance this year. Stephon's been catching the ball every week, so I feel like you have to just because of the offense is so good. And it's trustworthy,
McLaurin has always been a guy who puts up a big week and then goes quiet and then puts up a big week. Like, always.
I agree. I would happen to agree with that. But he hasn't had a quarterback like Jaden Daniels.
It's also true.
No, but it's also only been one performance out of the 3 weeks so far.
With Kirk, he did the same thing. Like, he still had a monster week and then.
He never played with Kirk.
Yeah, I don't think he played with Kirk.
Yeah, he did.
No. Terry was a 2019 guy. That has to be like Case Keenum or something under center.
Because it was Kirk.
Terry McLaurin was like a 2019 draft pick.
No, there's no way.
Yeah, Kirk's left there and like what 2017 was his last season there.
First game without him.
Maybe.
Because
Yeah,
it was the
I'm
season
gonna
opener
have
right
to go
after
with
the Super
the
Bowl.
group.
Oh, what? Of 2019, that season opener?
Yeah, one of the round.
Oh,
right
that was
around-
that was 100% Case Keenum. 100%.
God, I forgot.
Yeah, I'm going with the group on this one. There's no way in hell he played with Kirk Cousins. So yeah, again, to stay on the topic there, I'm gonna go with Scary Terry because I know my ass is riding with Scary Terry again this week. So, yeah, give me Terry McLaurin. I'm very confused by that one in Houston. By the way, I cannot believe that they're 1-2, correct?
The 2-1.
Oh, alrighty. I forgot they won week 1 against the Colts.
Barely.
I know. That's why I thought they were 1-2. I don't love what the hell is going on in Houston.
No, but
Do you find it weird that Stephon Diggs is there and all of a
I
sudden?
was going to bring it up.
Yeah, I was waiting for you too. I figured
was gonna bring it up.
Bring it up. I
But
just
Diggs
find
has
that very
also
confusing.
been super positive about it there and saying like, he's also
You
getting
could be-
targets too.
You could be positive, but that could also like turn your eye where like, oh god, I got to keep giving Diggs the ball and giving him targets, throwing the ball his way before he's like yip yapping on the sideline, which he's already done. He's already yip yapped them on the sideline. So
Also, though, like Nico Collins is leading the league right now in receiving yards.
again,
Crazy.
they kind of did it by committee there. I mean, Noah Brown last year, Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Dalton Schultz.
I regret drafting Tank Dell. I was like, oh, there's gonna be one person that's open, and it's Tank Dell, and then it's just Joe Mixon is just just ascending, and it's like that's not the person I needed.
That's funny.
Diego
I've
said,
always been a believer that Diggs is a cancer, and a guy like that who demands that he get the ball and throws temper tantrums when he doesn't is never good. Just look at Terrell Owens. How many other examples like that?
Also, great players though. I mean, like he's a great receiver when it's
He's
good.
great, but that doesn't mean you have to force him the ball every single time. That's what, like, again, you saw it with week 1 with Kyler and the Marvin Harrison stuff. I mean, they played great against Buffalo week 1, almost won the damn game, and then it's like, oh, why did you throw the ball to Marvin Harrison? Like, what are we doing? Why are we?
Well, also, I don't think it's
gone the ball to someone that could cause some problems. Like, it's great. You have that guy to always go to. You need a big play. Like, it's tight coverage. You're going to throw in the ball. That's one thing. But you got to go to your other looks. But, again,
It also hasn't
I'm not,
gotten
here
to
to piss, I'm
power.
not here to piss on Diggs, but I just find it really interesting that, like, CJ Stroud hasn't nearly looked as good as he did last year. And, again, that's not just the fact that it could be all on Diggs. I found that very interesting. I thought that was going to take the offense to the next level. And it seems like CJ Stroud, again, they're 2-1. I thought they were 1-2, just how they feel, schedule, how it feels. I feel like they're 1-2. That's kind of where I was going with that one.
And even if he is forcing him the ball, though, it is working because out of his 24 targets right now, oh wait, no, was I incorrect when I said that? 24 targets, he's caught 21. So, like, I mean, it's not like he's trying to force the ball and failing. Even if he is forcing the ball to him, it's still working. So far, it's all so far stuff, obviously.
Diego
what was that?
said to trade Garrett Wilson for Rashee Rice.
No.
Mm-mm.
I say yeah. You're getting Rashee Rice?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that.
I don't know. I wouldn't. It's working so far. Garrett Wilson's. I don't actually know Rashee's stuff off the top of my head though.
Rashee's like the
Oh,
fourth
he's
best.
been very.
He's
been
like the
very
fourth
good.
best fantasy player right
He's
now.
been
in
very
ESPN.
good. I
Does
just
he get like 10 catches a game or something? It seems like.
Yeah,
He's
Travis
utility,
Kelce's not
too.
getting anything, and then Rashee Rice getting like all that volume.
Wow. That's
No,
the
it's
one thing
political. What are
I've
you
been
talking
saying.
It's political. What are you talking about? Him and
Yeah.
Tay Swift going for Kamala Harris. No,
Hey,
not in the Mahomes household. Trump
Do you
only.
see the
Sorry.
tail of this
Lose your
Swiftie stuff?
targets.
Yeah, Swifties are breaking down
Lose your
film.
targets.
No, I'm not
Lose your
talking
target
Swift
share.
stuff.
Sorry.
I will leave.
No. This is actually funny and maybe worth talking about. The Swifties are breaking down film now because they're seeing angles of Travis Kelce open, not truly open, by the way. If you see other angles, he's not open. But they're making videos about Kelce being open and saying like, Pat purposely not throwing to him. They're doing our guy injustice. Blah blah blah. Oh, it's hilarious to me.
Telling you, Kamala Harris. No, not in the Mahomes household.
It's
No,
so
no,
funny.
no.
I think it's the funniest thing in the world, bro.
The Pfizer wasn't a one before that. He can't run now. His blood's too thick.
We
Yeah, I know.
got
Sorry.
another one about Alan Lazard or Bucky Irving in the flex. This is an older one, so this person's not here anymore. I just restarted
Anybody
the
else?
TikTok stream to get I mean,
Go for it. Lazard, I don't mind Lazard. I don't. He's been
I
getting
know,
the
but
volume.
If that's the options you have, you're
Alan,
Bucky's like
Alan
nothing.
Lazard will get you a lot of he will get you catches while they're slowly getting Mike Williams like more progressed and like getting that ACL ready because he's still on like that snap count, but he's at like I don't know. He played a decent amount Thursday night, so and Lazard made a lot of great catches, so I would have to stick out with Lazard.
that's what I was leaning to, but that's not great options.
Well, it's probably for a flex.
I got another one here. Keenan Allen or Smith and Jigba.
Smith and Jigba has been performing,
I want nothing. I want nothing to do with this Bears team.
and Keenan hasn't played. I don't know how to feel about Keenan Allen. I have him on multiple teams. I have no idea how to feel. I haven't played him. I don't know. It's like that's a gamble. Whereas Smith, JSN is, I feel like less of a gamble. It's working. I could see Keenan getting 0 points, maybe getting 12 points. I know JSN's not getting 0 points, so. I saw T. Higgins oh no, I forgot it. Never mind. I saw a comment that was one of the latest ones. I think it might have been T. Higgins or Amon Ra.
Didn't we do that already?
Yeah, that was like the first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't the one I was looking at then. Damn. I forget it.
Let me see. I could go back through these comments really quick. Let's see. Live videos. Let's go here. Alrighty. Let's see. I'm gonna scroll down here really quick. Star Njoku or Cole Kmet?
Oh, Cole Kmet. He just had a 25-point week. I feel like tight ends aren't doing anything. You got to go with the one tight end that's literally done something this season.
That's probably true.
I mean, that's the hardest. Yeah.
What tight end is doing anything?
It's
right
so
now?
tough. The fact that Cole
Brandon Aubrey's like the number one tight end in the league right now. He was a tight end.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Also, someone said CD finding the end zone tomorrow. I know it's not a fantasy question, but it kind of could be.
You're behind, bro.
No, they just came back up again.
Yeah, they just said it.
Oh, okay. Well,
the track.
I'll go. I'll say 2 then, since he asked to say it was twice. He's got 2. He's getting 2 to him.
Let's see.
I think he's finding the end zone tomorrow.
On the track said start 1 flex, McLaurin, Wandale Robinson, or Jerome Ford. I would have to say McLaurin. It's a running back by committee in Cleveland, and it's so hard to just be like, okay, is Ford going to get red zone snaps, or is it going to be Donta Foreman?
Is Wandale Robinson supposed to go off this week? Because I've been seeing a lot of Wandale in the past day on fantasy and stuff.
Do they think Diggs is going to shut down Neighbors or something?
Well, Dallas sucks on defense right now, but I don't. Is there something? Do I not know Wandale's game or something right now? Because
with how that Cowboys defense is, I mean, who knows what?
I get that.
Happen.
I do get that, but I just don't.
Let's see. We got Connor here.
Good to put up points.
Yeah, Wandale Robinson. I mean, he's done some stuff. He got targeted 12 times, only caught 6 week 1. I don't know. That's tough, man.
We got Connor here who said start Dak or Hurts.
I think
Dak is 12-0 against the Giants since 2017.
Yeah,
Dak versus the
Dak
Giants.
Prescott. They're off another loss. Poor Giants get a big win in Cleveland. It's not going to be pretty Thursday night. It's going to be did they start off Monday night last season in the rain? And they
Sunday Night Football.
That's what and they got obliterated. It was 40-3 or something stupid. It was
40 to that's generous, Colton. They only scored 0.
40 up their last 2 times.
Okay, so yeah, exactly. It's not going to be pretty Thursday night. I can tell you that.
It was 40-0 and 40-something to 17 the last 2 meetings against them. I saw it earlier.
Plus, Dak kind of found his groove at the end of this past game. He threw 200 in the 4th quarter. Actually started to put it together despite CD not performing. So it's I think that they could be throwing the ball, and their defense is so bad the Giants might keep up still. So they might just be throwing the ball the whole game. I think that could perform. Zeke got no touches. Their running backs did nothing this past week.
Let's see. We got Tyler here. Flex options: Devin Singletary, Jaden Reed, JSN, or Juwan Jennings. Singletary plays the Cowboys. Jaden Reed's the Vikings. JSN's the Lions, and then Juwan Jennings plays the Patriots.
Singletary's been putting up 14+ points every single week, and that's not playing like the worst rush defense in the league right now against Dallas. I feel like you have to go Devin Singletary, bro.
Yeah, the way every running back has been carving them.
And Devin Singletary's been efficiently running the ball right now. So I mean, I feel like you have to.
Or you can go with the best fantasy wide receiver performance of the year in Juwan Jennings.
Yeah,
I started him in a league, and man, that helped me because I was out like 7 receivers.
I don't know.
Christian Gonzalez
has to be on that week, right? So it's like
100%.
But still, I don't know. I can't trust that. That was a 1-week performance. You know how that goes. I can't trust that being insane.
Let's see.
One more here.
We got Cameron here. Start a flex: Garrett Wilson, David Montgomery, or Josh Jacobs. I still like Montgomery despite 2 running backs. Is that like I'm starting Montgomery for the 2nd straight week in the flex.
He gets touchdowns.
Hasn't Josh Jacobs been putting up points in fantasy though?
I mean, I like Jacobs, but
I don't know.
I don't know what the points have been.
No, he sucked last week.
He did suck.
He sucked. He had like 5 points last week.
And then Malik Willis had like 20. He took all the rushing yards.
It's kind of true.
I mean,
David Montgomery might be the move.
I trust overall Jacobs, but Montgomery's going to get the red zone touches.
Yeah, that's also true. And that could be a tight game.
Yeah, that's all the fantasy questions we have. It was a little light today. We got one more comment here. Jason Ortiz. Will he trade Trey McBride / Quentin Johnston or Sutton for Stevenson and Pittman? Backup tight ends Jake Fergie. Running backs are Mixon, Kamara, and Pacheco.
I mean, Stevenson's, he just put up 0 points. So, I mean, there's that.
Put up a big old goose egg.
Quentin Johnston's been the best performer out of those 3 guys right there.
He
Sutton's
actually looked pretty good in that game.
Yeah.
Just actual football, not fantasy.
Imagine telling someone in August, Quentin Johnston, I think he's tied for the league lead in touchdown receptions.
Yeah, I think
Imagine
so.
telling someone just a month ago, like, oh, hey, he's going to lead the league in receiving touchdowns.
It'd be Juwan Jennings and Quentin Johnston. Yeah. Crazy.
I think Alan Lazard's up there too. Justin Jefferson's there. It's like Justin Jefferson and like 4 people you'll never have expected to even be touching that.
Yeah, it's true. So what do we think about this, though?
Having Ferguson makes it stomachable.
Try trading Sutton instead of Quentin Johnston.
Yeah.
Definitely Sutton over Quentin Johnston. I've been seeing a lot of people dropping Sutton in the past.
Yeah, I'm in on that. If you can somehow make it Sutton in the deal, and then yes, absolutely, I'm doing that.
And then just one more on TikTok here. Start Kyler or Jaden Daniels. Well, they both play each other, so just combine their points and make it into one overpower quarterback.
I would go with Kyler.
Yeah.
I see more of Daniels, but I was also the guy just gloating about Jaden Daniels. So if you think this is the trajectory and the liftoff for his NFL rookie season, then you're riding with Jaden Daniels. I would go Kyler if you're asking me. But
I feel like there's a chance Jaden Daniels actually puts up more points and has a good week, and we see that and reflect in fantasy. But I think that's way more of a gamble than Kyler. I feel like Kyler's a guarantee, whereas Jaden Daniels maybe not.
Hey, Dom, I hear you tapping your phone screen a lot. Are you liking the TikTok?
Yeah, I just got the confetti on the screen, man. Come on.
And thank you for the follow, Cameron. And let's go into let's talk about week 3 a little bit more before we set sail to a game of the week. There was a lot of good games this week. Scores might not have shown there are good games, but there are a lot of good games this week. Which one stuck out to you guys the most?
it's a game I haven't stopped talking about this whole damn episode. That's Monday Night Football with Jaden Daniels and Joe Burrow. I haven't shut up about this damn game, so I'm going to pick that one and call it a day.
I like that. I knew you were going to say it. I was like that. Yeah, someone has to say it, Colton. Perfect. I gotta look at the games. Go for it. Yeah.
Okay. Rams, Niners, man. Bang, bang, Niner game. Whose house? Niners house. Not anymore. Yeah, Stafford looked good without 3 offensive linemen, Kupp and Puka. Like, even Kyron Williams did the front flip, like the Michael Vick experience in that commercial like 20 some odd years ago. But I'll give credit where credit's due. The Rams came back, and McVay now I think has like his third win against Shanahan in the regular season. So, hey, I'll give him credit. A win against a Niners team who's I don't know, identity is kind of going a little foggy and a little hazy now after 2 straight losses. So,
I'm gonna have to go Ravens Cowboys because that fourth quarter was awesome. That fourth quarter was fantastic. Watching, first of all, Dak like actually playing well and not using his stars even. Like the run game wasn't something they were doing. Obviously, they couldn't. They were passing the ball. But you know, you watch Tolbert and not even Brandon Cooks. Who was it? Cavante Turpin. Like dudes like them performing, getting open. Dak actually playing a really good game at that point in time in the game. And then it being like, oh crap, like they're gonna come back. They could actually do this. It came down, it was that close, but you know. And Derrick Henry absolutely demolishing people was always a fun time. So
Yeah, I was traveling all day, so all I saw was the beginning parts of the Browns, Giants, and Steelers, Chargers all day. So I can't have an opinion.
in the Mormon airport of all places.
No, I was in the plane.
Let's go into our favorite segment here where we write down our picks here of buy, sell, and hold. Gentlemen, what are you buying after week 3 and looking ahead to for week number 4?
Well, I'm about to make Will's whole year. I'm gonna buy into the Vikings. I'm gonna buy the Vikings because for no other reason than I would not be doing it if it wasn't the 2 teams they just beat. The Niners and Houston, 2 teams that I believe was my Super Bowl.
can I back you up on this too?
What?
I'm not gonna make this my buy, but I do have a stat I do want to say. The Vikings are leading the league in sacks right now. They have in 3 games, they have, I believe it's either 18 or 16 sacks, which is substantial in 3 games. They have 2 of the top 5 in sacks right now. That's above 4 sacks each in the league right now. So like, first of all, they took Hunter out of Minnesota, right? They let Hunter go.
He wanted a lot of
was-
money, and
Yeah, no,
Texans
it's
were the
fine.
only one willing to pay for that.
But they let him walk despite him being top 2 in sacks last year. And here we are. Didn't change anything. 2 of their players are top 3 in sacks right now in the league. So
Flores
like,
is good at scheming sacks.
Yeah.
Always has been.
it's working. Everything's fine. So that's a substantial stat. I feel like the pass rush is obviously there.
I want to see them where they
Playing from behind.
have to play from behind.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Because we've seen like Cowboys teams do this, where they always get out to the early lead and they can just front run.
And look what
Hey, they got 2 matchups coming up. They have the Packers in Lambeau, and then they play the Jets in London. So that depends if Love's going to be playing or not. But Colton, where you want to go for your buy?
Me, I'm going to buy into my my homer side of me and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Gotta love what Justin Fields done the last few weeks. They're going into Indy this week with a good opportunity to win, go to 4-0. I mean, the talk going into this season was you have to start off hot early with the schedule as brutal as it is after week 10. And the Steelers have done that. And the progression of Justin Fields, you got to love it. And again, Ben said it on football on his podcast there. This very well might be the quarterback of the future for the Steelers. And again, it came from a place I did not think it was coming. So I'm going to buy into the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm buying in specifically into Justin Fields and what he's done over the first 3 weeks and the progression I've seen over the first 3 for Justin.
What about you, Dom?
It's everything I want to do. I already did the exact same last week, so I'm trying to figure this out.
I will start with mine. I have 2 buys this week. I'm going to buy into Sam Darnold, obviously low hanging fruit. I have to do that. My bias buy. And I'm going to buy into the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Do you know the last time a team opened up a season allowing 10 or fewer points?
The Patriots do that like 3 seasons ago?
Well, they did that like the middle of the season, but they couldn't even score more than like 2 field goals a game.
Fair.
It was the beginning of the steel curtain with me, Joe Green, all the way back in the early 70s is when the last time a team opened up a season where their defense allowed 10 or fewer points in the first 3 games.
Yeah, I saw a thing that every time they've started 3-0, they've won the division. So
Colton's trying not to
that.
smile, and I just
there's
busted.
that.
His smile busted open like a can of biscuits. He's like, "Oh, here we go."
Again, I'm not touching the money. I know what Baltimore's going to end up turning into, but I'm super excited. And again, I don't think this is 2020 where it's like fake, like, oh, they're good. The schedule's shitty. Like, nah, I think Pittsburgh's actually very good.
Well, that year you could easily tell that it was fake. Like there was a lot of red flags that just didn't happen until they
had a lot of injuries down the stretch. They didn't have the depth. There was a lot of questions. Who's Devin Bush, your middle linebacker who's over 100 tackles? I mean, he was disgusting after his rookie season. He goes down. Then you lose Bud Dupree, and you got no depth to fill in behind it. Where Alex Highsmith's out the next 2 to 3 weeks. You have Nick Herbig, who came right off the bench, gets 2 sacks right off the rip. So, I mean, they got the depth now, which is why I buy into this team more. The defense is special. It's probably the best unit in the NFL right now on both sides of the ball. It's probably the most elite group so far, what we've seen. Again, usually it takes a few weeks for the offenses to get going in the NFL with no preseason. But best unit right now in the NFL is clearly Pittsburgh's defense, and that's just taking my bias out of it. They're a special group.
I'm going to buy into Seattle. I actually they're 3-0, right? I believe.
Yep.
Yeah. Are they like maybe a surprising 3-0 team? Yeah. Do they hang with the other 3-0 teams? Maybe not. But I like that Kenneth Walker went down. They still have a very efficient running game. They have an easy matchup against. Wait.
The Lions.
They did not have an easy
playing the
match. They
Lions.
played a line.
Oh, okay. My bad. I completely changed my weeks around. Okay, but you know what? All right, I'm gonna buy in. Screw it, because they actually maybe not. Jeez.
I was just about to ask you, what about their game against the third string quarterback Dolphins proved it for you?
Maybe I don't want to buy into them.
I was just going to say, if we're going to jump on the holds, I'll quickly slide right after
Yeah, that's
Dom.
That's a good hold. That's a
I
good
will
hold.
hold the Seattle Seahawks until Monday night. So if
Also-
he's actually doing the Seattle Seahawks, I'm giving you my hold, and it's Seattle Seahawks. I didn't love what they did. I think if the Dolphins had slightly competent quarterback play, they win that game because their defense actually looked really good outside of letting that DK Metcalf touchdown up. I actually thought their defense played really well. They just couldn't do anything offensively. And again, that's a shout out to their defense. I think Mike McDonald's turning that defense into a special group. But I don't love Geno Smith, man. I just don't. So I'm holding on the Seahawks.
Yeah. I'm not gonna buy them. I had my weeks mixed up. I thought they had an easy matchup coming up. I'm like, you know what? They're gonna roll. And all right, I'm gonna just put this on record. I'm gonna triple down on the Vikings thing because that was my original one, and then I changed it. I'm just gonna buy into that because, like I said, the sack thing. I just like they're obviously doing it, and I didn't expect it, so I'll buy in on the Vikings. Just as I should have just stuck with that. But,
Since we already started the holds, I guess.
yeah, go for it.
This will be my week for Tampa.
Ooh.
They were going to be my out and out buy going this week. That's what they were looking for. If they just had a good performance against Denver and them losing to what is it to me a bottom 3 NFL team, lands them in my hold where they're really good. And then what are you? So to me, that's a good hold candidate. Just kind of like Seattle.
My holds. I'm kind of continuing my hold of Dallas from last week. I held them last week. I'm going to continue holding them this week just because they kind of started to put it together. So we'll see where that's going. But I'm also going to hold the Ravens because their defense, fourth quarter, has been just atrocious. Was atrocious last week. They lost against Vegas, blew that lead. They started to blow it against Dak. Dak was carving them up to third and fourth receivers. And Justin Tucker looks like the worst kicker in the league at the moment. So, like, that's...
I think by the numbers he is.
No, I think by the numbers he is, yeah. So, I mean, I kind of got to hold them. Their offense is obviously getting it more together. Now, granted, it was against, they could run all over Dallas, and that was no issue because Dallas sucks right now. But, like, on defense. But I'm going to hold both of these teams that played each other because, yeah, it just kind of was a holdable game, I guess. So, they both need to continue getting better and perform for me to buy back in, or so.
Where are you gonna go, Colton, with your hold here?
Already did it. Seattle, sir.
I'm gonna hold on the Panthers, and I put a question mark because kind of competent quarterback play, kind of not. Andy Dalton revenge game. Hey, this week I'm just saying I'm
He
gonna
plays
hold on.
all his former teams this season. If he is the starter.
Oh
of the year.
man, Panthers.
I
Super
low-key
Bowl.
thought about taking Carolina in the pick this week, though. I thought about it. Didn't think that long about it, but I did think about it.
I will hold on the Panthers this week after it's too holding on the Saints. I'm gonna hold on the Panthers. Just continue the NFC South as a hold. And what about the sell?
Hi, Jacksonville Jaguars time.
Ah, yes. Welcome.
All right, so I'm throwing that last wild card pick right in the trash. It's done. Here we go. This will be from now on. We're driving the bus straight over Mr. Trevor Lawrence for the rest of the year.
Trevor Bank.
Welcome. Always room on this ship. I don't know if I've sold on the Jags yet.
No, you didn't.
I want to
You
say
sold-
no. Oh, do you have all of ours?
I have
this was
yours,
mine
Colin. You
so
sold on
far.
the Panthers.
Yeah, that was an instant yes.
You sold on the Panthers. You've held on the Browns, and you bought into Baker.
Here, I'll
Yeah,
start-
so for me, I'm gonna jump on the wagon with Jake here. Yeah, I'm selling Jacksonville and shitty ass Trevor Lawrence. That dude blows. I've said it for a while now, and I will now firmly put in the sell book. Trevor Lawrence and the Jags.
So Colton, I'll keep track of them for you. What did you buy this week?
I got them all written
I-
down.
Your Steelers.
I bought the
Well,
Steelers,
Yeah.
held on Seattle, and sold on shitty Trevor Lawrence and the Jags.
Trevor Bank Stadium.
before you guys even said it, I already wrote Jags for my sell. So I'm gonna hop on this train that you guys are conducting, and yeah, I said it in our group chat. I was like, all right, so what week does Matt come in? Because I'm over Trevor Lawrence 100%. I think it's just not good, and it's just whatever.
There's no way Mac is worse than this. There's no way.
Worse than this? No, I don't think
There's no way Mac is worse than.
I feel like there's no way he's worse than this either. So I don't know. I don't think it'll be much better,
If a
but
qu-
I just don't think it'll be worse.
If a first overall quarterback has deserved to get in bench so far, it's Trevor Lawrence, not Bryce Young.
Yeah, benched for
I
play.
don't know about that.
Bryce Young's
Bryce
got a
Young-
lot. The
Bryce Young
situations.
looks awful.
He's got to play.
Yeah, but
Like,
again, he's gone
you
through.
got to figure it out.
He's gone through 3 OCs already. Like Bryce is not in a good situation. Their run game sucks. Like it all kind of just sucks.
One guy
I
got
think there should
paid.
be. I think a team like the Dolphins or the Giants. Again, Daniel Jones played good last week. Should jump in on the Bryce Young thing and see if
Oh
they
yeah,
can
100%,
get it for cheap.
100%, 100%.
Let's see. I got 3 sells here. I'm gonna make them short and sweet. I'm gonna jump on the Jaguars one, so we make it a full sweep with the Jags. I'm gonna sell on Cam Taylor-Britt. Just shut the hell up. Okay, I don't think I have to say anything more about that. And I'm gonna sell on the Miami Dolphins until Tua gets back because like now they're down to Tim Boyle, and Jets fans are trying to tag every Dolphins fan like, oh hey, look, we're hyping up Tim Boyle, and he was just the most abysmal thing that ever happened. So
Do they have Tyler Huntley?
Snoop
thought they
Huntley
did.
is there.
I think
White
he's probably
literally
starting this week.
Mike White is literally on the Bills practice squad. You could have just poached him back and been like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. Mike White's just gonna start because at least
He's
he
good
knows
for
the
one
system.
game. He
You
is
get
for
one good game, and then he let him get 400 yards and 7 touchdowns, and then he could go back to being ass. So
Give people
Yeah.
who drafted Tyreek Hill at least another matchup. Just one. That's it. Mike White. That's
alrighty. And here we go. The pick segment of the week. Let me get up the Google Doc there. There we go. I'm gonna
Alright.
turn off this light here.
Before we even get going, I'm petitioning the Miami
man.
Tennessee game is an automatic win for everybody, no matter what you pick. It's a mulligan.
I don't. Did any of us make a pick? Because me and Will wrote. in-
Colton actually wrote Miami, but
Oh.
all of us wrote either who cares or tie.
Yeah.
Alrighty, looking at our picks from last week, Colton wins the week at a staggering 10-6. I come in second at 9-7. Mr. 500 finished in 500 with Dom and Jake 7-9. Jake still holds a 1-game lead over Colton. I don't know if you're feeling the sweat like Dom did last season, where Colton slowly approaches and he's slowly just, hovering from behind.
My window kept getting smaller and smaller, though, for the rest of the season. So it's like
I
that.
don't know. You feel the sweat from Colton or from me catching him? Because I was barreling down last
Oh.
year.
I just didn't want to be last place, and I did.
Well, that was Will who caught you.
Yeah. From the depths. Dragged me under.
Oh, I don't know what I did here.
What did you? Okay.
There we go. That's what I needed
Well,
to do.
all right.
All righty. Enough talking about last week. It's all about this week now. And Thursday Night Football is going to be in the Meadowlands yet again with the Cowboys and the Giants, who are all sweeping the Cowboys. Dak, 12-0, 26 touchdowns, 6 interceptions in his last 12 matchups against the Giants. Yeah, I don't know if I should talk about this any longer. And then we have the New Orleans Saints traveling to Atlanta, who will be wearing the throwback uniforms this week. Originally, there was 2-2 here for the Saints and the Falcons, but I am flipping my pick here to the Falcons because I read the injury report earlier, and I'm not very confident in the Saints. So, Dom, you are lone wolfing the Saints.
Okay. What? Listen. All right.
If you want to switch.
Yeah. I want to know what Alvin Kamara's actual status is.
He did not practice with rib and hip injuries.
I think he plays.
I think he plays too. If
Well-
he plays, I want to take the Saints, but I'm going to put it on record. If he does not play, when I make this graphic on Sunday morning, if he doesn't play, I'm going to take the Falcons for myself on that graphic. But otherwise, if he's playing, I'm going to go with the Saints. That's my factor.
Let's see. And then Rapshi just reported Chargers were talking about resting Herbert until the bye.
Jeez.
Yeah, he said he feels less pain, was able to do some 7-on-7 today. Sign his setback didn't set him back much. So that's that.
I don't have many ways.
Is that Easton Stick? No, wait. Don't they have a real?
Taylor Heineke, baby. Taylor Heineke.
Yeah.
Mr. Heineken. And speaking of Heineken, let's talk about the Bengals and the Panthers here. We are all sweeping the Bengals. We're hoping that maybe the Bengals will win their first game this season. Not looking too hot.
Week 4 is always their week, right? So, like.
Usually week 3, but.
Usually it's week 3.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
They
no, they've
played
gone
well.
0-3 the last 3 years. So
Nah, 0-2.
It's usually 0-2.
Oh shit. Okay. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the stat was for the first 2 games.
Okay.
They haven't started 0-3 since Burrow's rookie year.
I feel like Cam Taylor Britt now.
Yeah.
That's
Great.
not
Panthers are
bad.
going to win. Let's see. Then we have the Rams and the Bears. 3 of us are picking
The
the
fact that you
Rams.
have question marks on this makes me angry.
I'm just saying. Okay, here I'm gonna fill in the Rams here. I will make
Yeah,
this.
like you were going to pick the Rams anyway.
Yeah,
The fact that you made us all wait with your question marks pisses me off.
you know what's funny about this? When I was doing the picks, I saw Will's question marks, and I just said to myself, he picked the Rams. Let's be honest. There's no chance he doesn't pick the Rams. I was like, this is
caught me.
This is smoke screen.
Let's see. We're gonna stay up in the northern part of the U.S. We're gonna go ahead into Lambeau Field, which is not gonna be the frozen tundra this week. The Vikings and the Packers play. Dom, you are lone wolfing the Minnesota Vikings.
Wow. Okay. I didn't think that's how that was gonna go. Okay, I'm fine with it. I'm okay with it. I will continue. I just bought into them, so it's fair.
Colton's happy that you're sticking with the buys and it goes to according your picks.
I'm
As
calling
it
Dom.
should. I mean, God, I'm not asking a lot. I mean, you should put your money like you should have taken Carolina. You love Andy Dalton. You're holding on to him. You should have bought him.
Oh, you're talking to Will. Okay, I was gonna say because I'm not doing that.
Will should have put him in his picks, but he didn't.
And then we're gonna go to Houston here, where the Jaguars take on the Texans, and we're all taking the Texans. So I'm gonna go skip on to the next game here. Pittsburgh at Indianapolis. The last time these two teams faced, we saw a quarterback change there with Mitch Trubisky getting the bench and Mason Rudolph riding high for the rest of the season for the Steelers here. We're all picking Pittsburgh.
Times change.
Yeah, all have times changed.
It was only 10 months ago, 9 months ago. It wasn't that long.
Time in football terms.
Dom and I were in SoFi Stadium when that happened. No, we were on the freeway.
Yeah.
Let's see. Then we got Denver at the Jets. We are all taking the Jets here. I don't know if I got to talk about this game anymore. Then the Eagles and the Buccaneers clash in their rematch of the wild card game from January. We were all taking the Eagles this time around, which we did, 9 months ago. But
I was going to say, I thought about this game. This one made me think Tampa got embarrassed at home. It made me think about it. I'm sticking with Philly, but this game definitely is not an easy straight pick. This wasn't at least for me, it wasn't an easy right in Philly on this one. I was very tempted on Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It's a tight game.
See, they got embarrassed, but then so did we in the playoff game.
Valid.
I mean, you guys also got embarrassed the way you blew that game week 2. So, I mean,
yeah, I'm saying it's a high energy game 2 weeks in a row.
yeah, that's what makes me think Tampa Bay possibly. That's what made me talk myself into Tampa, especially the way they looked. Ugh.
Now to the 4:00 games, we have the Washington Commanders at the Arizona Cardinals here. We are split. Dom has the Commanders and Colton has the Cardinals. Jake and I don't have our picks in here yet. I don't think I picked them once this season. I'm going to pick Arizona.
Oh man.
Tough game.
Going late on Arizona worked for me once. I'm gonna do it again.
Damn. I'll long wolf. I'm okay with that.
The true
You know what?
Commanders
No,
pick.
that pretty much always goes bad for me, but I'm going to do it anyway. Whatever. And then last week, I think Jake went with me on the ones we were split, and we lost both of them. So it's probably good to stay away from me, but it's okay.
The Patriots travel to San Francisco to take on the 49ers here. We're all taking the 49ers. Let's see. I could skip on to the next game here. Chiefs at Chargers. Herbert, big question mark. Will they rest him till the bye week? That's the biggest question there. We're all
I think
taking
no
the
matter
Chiefs.
what, at least this week they rest them. When's the bye week?
I have no idea.
It would have to be next week if they're already talking about it.
Yeah, I feel like, right? Or like 2 weeks. Either way,
I'll figure it out.
I feel like there's no way he's playing this week.
All taking the Chiefs here. Next one, the Cleveland Browns travel to Vegas to take on the Raiders here, and we are split. Me and Colton are taking the dog pound, while Dom and Jake take the Raiders.
One does not simply lose to the Giants.
I'm sorry, Jake, if I drag you down on this one.
Hey, if you weren't
The ship goes down.
You weren't influencing this one at all. Business decisions.
Yeah.
Then we got Sunday Night Football here. The Buffalo Bills are at the Baltimore Ravens here. Another split. Me and Colton, Ravens. Dom
All right,
and
I'm
Jake,
not doing that
the
twice.
Mafia.
I'm not rolling with Dom twice. Give me Baltimore.
He says this is where Colton jumps him and just takes the lead and runs off with it.
If 1 week it'll work in my favor and I'll gain some ground. 1 week. Maybe it's this week. Hopefully it's this week.
And then someone has to win or tie this game. The Tennessee Titans at the Miami Dolphins, a doubleheader on Monday Night Football here.
So really, who's quarterbacking Miami?
Yeah.
Who does it look like?
It's either Tim
I think
Boyle.
it's Tyler Huntley.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I thought it was Huntley, but now I've seen so many things I'm confused.
I'm going to take the Titans because the Titans won last year on Monday Night Football in Miami, so I'm just going to take the Titans. I think they finally get it right. 4th time's the charm. Hopefully.
There's
Fingers
not a
crossed.
single headline.
Well,
saying-
Skylar Thompson has a chest injury, and he's day-to-day.
Oh,
Tell me
that was
Tomorrow would be their first practice.
I'm telling you, it's Snoop. It's going to be Snoop Huntley, I'm telling you. Even though, oh, God.
Can we please just get the Mulligans?
I'm switching. Switch. Give me the Titans. Switching.
Bro, I don't. Okay, I'll take the
Give me the
Titans because you guys are taking the
I'm
Titans. I
switching
don't need
the
to lose
Titans.
this game.
I'll do the
on this
Titans and
one
make it not
because
matter.
I think Will Levis has to win a freaking game here.
He
Oh
he
my
won
God.
in Miami last year. I mean, I think lightning strikes twice. I think they do.
That's the only reason why
Okay.
I'm going with this is I think Snoop Huntley can win. I think he's going to be a lot better than Skylar Thompson. But God, Will Levis has to win a damn football game this year, right? Or he's going to get benched. Like, this is awful. By the way, I was very tempted on for meme purposes. I'm buying into Will Levis's like meme photos that have
Memeability.
come out every single week of him like with a
Dropping
outrageous
to his
position.
knees, vertical throw, and then he's
Yes.
just getting
Yeah. So for me,
demolished.
I'm switching and I'm going Tennessee because
I'll put
I think
it-
Will Levis has to win a football game here.
I'll put in Tennessee to make it not matter.
Yeah, I you know what? D Hop also like got it together last week, and like they found him.
Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Are you all going Titans?
Yeah,
I said to make it not matter. Yeah.
I'm totally talking myself out of it now. I'm one wolf in Miami. Screw it. This is the game I'm going to pick up.
See, I wanted to pick Miami, but I said I'm taking Titans, so it doesn't matter. So we're not all doing it.
I hate this. This
I
game
hate
sucks.
you.
This
I made
game-
this simple,
this
and
is
now
a
it's
terrible
complicated.
game.
Well,
This is the
I mean,
worst.
this game's awful. So you know what? This is going to be one of those games that said, screw it. I'm going to see if I can pick up a game. But if you're going to rock with me with Miami, it's whatever. Well, let's keep
All right.
Dom back in the pit of misery. It's fine. Works for me.
I'm going to still stick it with the Titans here.
I don't know. I guess
Can
I'll
I-
stay with the Titans.
Can
man.
we have this so we can do this later?
Yeah, it's good. We're each gonna change this like 4 times until Sunday.
I say just give it the mulligan, but we'll do this later when they actually have some like concrete
Yeah.
like.
We'll text each other on Sunday morning and figure out what the hell we're gonna do. I don't know.
Following the Pee Wee football game that's at 7:30, 8:15 is when the real game happens with the Seattle Seahawks and the Detroit Lions. I am lone wolfing the Seahawks here, and I'm a-okay with it.
It's all right.
The
I'm not
Se-
going to pick against Detroit anyway.
Listen, Detroit has only beaten the Seahawks once in the 21st century. They have like a 5-game winning streak, so I'm not even.
Hey,
I'm not
that's
scared.
Sometime.
Hey, Detroit only beat like every team once in the 21st century, and that was all last year. So like,
Well, they also lost to every team in the 21st century in like 2007 too. But
yeah, so,
You lost to at least like half the league.
yeah, jeez.
but yeah, I think this is going to be a good matchup. I think this is going to be another high-scoring game. I had to dig into the history to look at this game, and yeah, last 4 matchups are just high-scoring every time. So
I think it'll be a tight game. It'll be cool.
it'll be a fantasy explosion. This is where you will win matchups if you have a player or two left to play in this
maybe.
game. So that is that, and that is the end of our show. You can follow us on all the social media pages down below: YouTube for the Fan Network, TikTok for the Fan Network, Twitter and/or X for the Fan _, and Instagram for the Fan Football. Yeah, that's all I got. Do you guys have anything else, or
I got nothing.
My joints hurt.
my
Oh, yeah,
back
'cause
hurts
he's old
though.
now.
Yeah,
My
he's
back
old,
hurts.
boomer.
I'm going to be a cranky old man for the rest of the day.
Do we want to? Are there any fantasy things that we should end with or no?
There's one. Trade Godwin for Jahmyr Gibbs. Why not?
Sure.
I guess if you need a running back, and yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess if that's what you need, you fill it. That's cool.
Yeah, and I don't see anything else. I just see a lot of people that join. But yes, tune in every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern. We will answer your fantasy questions live and in stereo. So, yeah, everyone enjoy the week. Good football going on, and yeah, go team.